Okay, so very recently, David had an All-Star game, and today I'm going to break it down. He played extremely well in the All-Star game, and he did a lot of things that a lot of kids don't do and a lot of players don't do in the All-Star game. So let's get down and let's check out what he did that you can do as well if you are playing in an All-Star game or just generally playing basketball at a competitive level in general. So let's get down and let's check out David Kouadio. Okay, so obviously if you can dunk, you better be dunking in pregame warm-ups. That's just something that you have to do. He's a 13U player dunking. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's a great way to inflict anxiety into the opposite team and to also show off to the other players on your team. So right here, he really fights for that rebound. He tips it back to himself. He gets it really quick. His sister's hands got in the way, which is totally fine. And then he was able to finish right away. One of the things that he did extremely well right here is the fact that when he got this rebound, he kept the ball above his head while the lens went blurry. It's just something that happens when kids are trying to attack your camera. However, he was able to score here very easily because he kept that ball nice and high. He fought for the rebound. A lot of players don't fight for rebounds when it comes to the All-Star game. Here he gets the defensive rebound, and now he's looking to push down court. Now, a lot of players, especially younger players, like David is a 13U player, they will try and just dribble all the way up court. They never actually look down court for the go-ahead pass because they just want to pat their own stats and forget about everybody else. However, what David does right here is he looks down court, takes a couple of dribbles, and then he does the lead pass down court for the easy layup. If you're a basketball player, this is something that you need to do whether you are in a game or in an all-star game. You always should be looking to the man down court. Whether you are a type of player who can score really easily like David or not, you need to look down court. Now, this next clip is him doing the exact same thing, except here he gets the steal instead of the rebound, takes one dribble, again, lead pass down court for the easy layup. I can't stress this enough. Anytime you get a defensive rebound or you get a steal, you always have to be looking down court. Look at David right there. As soon as he got that ball, he was already looking down court. He wasn't looking down to the ball, looking to dribble it right away. He wasn't looking to score his own basket. He was looking down court. That is the first thing. The first thing every player needs to do. These are the easiest baskets to get in game. Transitioning from defense to offense will always allow you to win more games. And if your goal is to win games, that's exactly what you need to do. Now, in this case, he gets that rebound. He's looking down court. He looked down to the ball really quickly there, but he looked down court. He didn't see anybody. He started jogging up court to run a play, and then he sprinted when he seen the hole and he seen the player who was guarding him. So we can actually see it right here. At the point of just before he starts sprinting, this man over here is guarding his teammate. We've got two guys here, and we have a massive lane up the right side of that court. Nobody was there to cut that lane off. There's this guy over here, as well as another one of David's teammates here, and there was still an open lane to the basket on this right side. At this time, both of these players right here were noticing that, oh no, David is out on the run. And pretty much everybody in Ontario knows that David is an unstoppable player when it's on the break. Here, he was able to get past both of these players very easily just by using his speed, and then he was able to go up for the layup at the basket. Yes, he could have passed over to this guy at the last second. However, he has the speed and height advantage and length over this defender, so you're going to be able to get that layup off every time. Now, this is the most underrated cut in the game. If the ball is on the right side of the court and your man is no longer looking at you and there is a wide open space in the post, if you're on the opposite wing and you do a quick cut to that post on that ball side, you have a very good opportunity of being open. Now, when you do get that ball in that low post, as we see right here, you're going to collapse defenders. He could have passed out to the opposite side. If this was a zone, that would have collapsed the zone and he would have been able to kick it out to the opposite side. However, this is an all-star game. You want to score to try and win MVP, and of course, David is a very good low post scorer. He takes one dribble away from the basket. He created that space between himself and his defender. Obviously, we're not going to be looking to bang in the low post. You're going to be collapsing multiple all-star defenders. So you want to try and create space for yourself. That's exactly what David did, and he was able to make that shot. This whole sequence is amazing because by moving off ball, you are now creating an opportunity for yourself, but also for other players if you were to pass it out. But here, David, again, was able to score very easily. Now, his teammate got the ball stolen. David was able to steal that ball right away. Now, just for context, David had 3 baskets in a row at this point. He was starting to probably feel like he was on fire, and his team was down by 3 points. I think there was a few minutes left on the clock. We'll probably see that in a few seconds, but as we can see, yeah, there was like 4 minutes left and they were down by 3. Well, this may be looked at as a bad shot because he just got the steal and he's pulling up for a 3 early on in the possession. He was on fire at this point in time. Sometimes you just need to get in what I call a heat check. A heat check is when you are on fire and you need to pull for maybe a slightly crazy shot. We have players who can rebound. There's really nobody out here who's boxing out. They're just all looking at the ball. So we do have opportunities for players to get in there and bang around and get some rebounds. However, it didn't need to happen because he had that 3-point shot made. And in fact, coming off of that steal, this is actually a shot that David practices a lot and is very good at making in regular season games as well. Now, this is a fantastic basket right here. Whoever this is, I don't know many of these players. I know about half of them, but when it comes to this player, he made a fantastic read. David was cutting down this right side nice and wide, and I'm not going to mention names, but this player was guarding him. David had the momentum. He had a lot more speed on this player at this point in time, and he was obviously going to be getting ahead of that pass. This player read that and led David with the pass. You always want to lead with your pass. You want to tell this player exactly where you want him to go. And then David was able to make a very creative finish at the rim. He was going very quickly and obviously landed underneath that rim, but he was able to twist his body around and still make that shot, which was absolutely fantastic. Now, this is not just how you play in an all-star game. Obviously, there's going to be times where you want to go ISO in an all-star game. There's really no repercussions when you do that. However, when you're in an all-star game, you have to look at it as a regular game as well. If you seriously want to win and potentially win MVP, you really want to be able to impact the game, not just on the scoring side, but on the rebounding side, on the assist side. David had a couple of steals, quite a few assists. He had, I think it was 11 rebounds it was either 11 or 14 points. This was absolutely an amazing outing for him in an all-star game, and this was his first all-star game. So, congratulations to David, and a great job at playing because there was a lot of players at the younger age groups that we were watching before his grade was playing, and there was a lot of ISO, and he was able to help push that ball ahead for the entire team, and that was basically what helped them stay so close in this game. Great job to David. I'll see you guys again in my next video. I hope that this video has helped you become a better basketball player.